Wow, that's a bold move, isn't it? Releasing Dragons Dogma 2 just 11 days after Monster Hunter 6 in the same month? That's crazy. What? Hello, my fellow hunters! It's a bittersweet moment, isn't it? Let me just tackle the sweetness first.
Sweeteners.
Dragons Dogma 2 then confirmed for March 22nd. That is exciting because it means we don't have to wait too long for this incredible looking game. Dragons Dogma 1 is an underrated gem that deserves more attention, and I am happy to know it will retroactively get it with this magnificent sequel that looks to be blowing us all away with how it has evolved the classic. But we'll touch more upon that in but a moment, because now the bitterness. Obviously, Capcom are not going to release two major titles in the same month, and after it was revealed that the supposed mystery game that was going to come out before the end of March, the end of this financial year, that will sell millions, wasn't strictly an unrevealed one, just a unconfirmed one, which is an incredibly important distinction and came about due to a translation error. So, yeah, that's a shame, and these things do indeed happen. So, no more Monster Hunter 6, right? Well, obviously not, because it's going to happen at some point later in the year, no doubt. But the question remains then, when? When? Because this Dragons Dogma 2 in March kind of turns a fair amount of things on its head. We still have the 20th anniversary rolling along, all the little events they're doing for it, most recently the big monster poll, which is just awesome, and I'm sure you guys, like me, have voted for the objectively correct answer. You better have. Though I will be genuinely so interested to see who actually takes the top spots, and I'm hoping at least one of the top three will be a curveball out of nowhere. But in any case, I have no doubt we will get more 20th anniversary things as we go along, and they will finish just before Monster Hunter 6 either gets revealed or released, one would assume. But however it falls, there is no doubt that they are building to some sort of crescendo for 2024, the 20th anniversary, the year of Monster Hunter, a year they know is special and they want to make big. Now, March 11th is the actual birthday of Monster Hunter, and now we're certain that history will not be repeating itself with a similarly dated Monster Hunter 6. But I think all of this raises the most interesting question with, given that the next year is the 20th anniversary, given that Monster Hunter 6 is going to happen, when will it be revealed and when will it be released? Thanks to Dragons Dogma 2 being a confirmed release in March, the answer to those two questions get much harder to predict, but also get much more interesting to predict. And I personally am happy to let Dragons Dogma 2 take the initial start of year spotlight and then let Monster Hunter carry the torch towards perhaps the more tail end of the year. That seems like a sort of sensible plan, and definitely one that's sensible from Capcom's perspective, having multiple rolling hits with a good distance of time in between them to sort of not infringe on each other. And again, I seriously, if you are not thinking about it, recommend you deeply consider playing Dragons Dogma 2. The first one, as I said, is just a masterwork, but there is certainly jank to be found there, and that seems to be ironed out in the second alongside a whole load more good stuff, and it just seems to be a real special game that they have been brewing, and I think it's going to take a lot of people by surprise, and I'm essentially hoping it will do for Dragons Dogma what World did for Monster Hunter and explode it into the mainstream. In any case, yeah, that's my piece on Dragons Dogma, and while despite, as I say, bittersweet, ultimately we're still going to get Monster Hunter 6, and now we're also getting Dragons Dogma 2, so that's just great, right? 2 incredible games instead of just 1, though, of course, no matter which one came out first, we were going to get both, but you see what I'm saying, right? There isn't really a rush, we just get to enjoy these awesome things as they happen, but as they happen, when will they happen? Why will they happen? The first thing we need to talk about is the Game Awards. Initially, this whole little talk this week was going to be, hey, so do we think it's going to happen? A Monster Hunter 6 teaser reveal at the Game Awards? It's the last big show of the year. If it was going to happen, that's where it would be. Let's have a look. Let's work it out. But now that this revealed release date for Dragons Dogma 2 has happened, it would feel weird if, like, a week later, at a major award show that is probably the single biggest reveal platform of the year these days, they went, okay, cool, I know we, showed off Dragon's Dogma 2 and the release date, like 6 days ago, but hey, here's Monster Hunter 6, forget about that, look at Monster Hunter 6. It just seems like they would shoot themselves in their foot, marketing-wise, to immediately tease Monster Hunter 6, which will undoubtedly be Capcom's biggest ever game, and somewhat take the wind out of Dragon Dogma's sails, steal its thunder. Now, technically speaking, I could see them teasing it, not giving a release date, not giving anything away, just a couple seconds, some flashes of monsters, a mysterious new thing, a hunter walking, and then just Monster Hunter 6 is coming. Nothing too elaborate, but just a, hey, it is happening, don't worry, of course it's happening, kind of almost placating teaser, but that's sort of the most I would imagine. And that doesn't really seem like their style. The very first we heard of World of Iceborne, of Rise of Sunbreak, they were proper trailers with actual new features, with new monsters, with everything going on. And I feel like something of that level would just be too hype in the face of Dragon's Dogma and would take away from it a little bit. And the thing is, if we do get a Monster Hunter 6 reveal at the Game Awards, traditionally Monster Hunter tends to come out about 6 months or so after that reveal, and 6 months after December is only June of next year, which would only be 3 months after Dragon's Dogma 2 gets released. Which again feels like it's gonna steal a lot of said thunder. Like, hey, Dragon's Dogma 2, we want it to sell millions, we want it to really kickstart Dragon's Dogma into everyone's mind, make it a huge thing, pave the way for Dragon's Dogma 3, make it Monster Hunter-like in its success, we've gone all in on this, but, mere months after it comes out, all focus on Monster Hunter 6, here we go! Now, Capcom are no strangers to releasing games fairly quickly after each other from different franchises. Resident Evil Village wasn't far after Monster Hunter Rise, like 2 months or so, but I think Monster Hunter and Resident Evil aren't the most overlapping of experiences, whereas Dragon's Dogma is a game about climbing on and hunting down monsters. Granted, it's more of a traditional sort of dark fantasy RPG flavor and really does stand on its own, but you would be forgiven for someone just glancing at both games and going, yeah, they look similar, because there is elements, which is a good thing. If you like Monster Hunter, you will like Dragon's Dogma. That's just kind of how it is. But the idea of merely 3 months after Dragon's Dogma 2 comes out, we see Monster Hunter 6, that feels too soon. It's not impossible, but it feels too soon, which to me would imply that perhaps we're not going to get any kind of teaser, as I said, at the Game Awards, and what we're going to get instead in March, in the month that is the anniversary, the 20th year anniversary, we get the finishing of all of these 20th anniversary events, we get the clock countdown, weapon logo fully filled in, and in March we get the debut Monster Hunter 6 trailer, release date, it's happening, here we go, for then 6 months, because 6 months after Dragon's Dogma 2, that makes a lot more sense. Around September time to be the end of the year smash towards Christmas, and that kind of feels like the way to play it if you wanted to maximize both titles. That's kind of where I'm at, where I'm thinking, but hey, it's a lot murkier now what we have to go on. If I had to really lay it on the line, I think at most we get a vague teaser without a release date at the Game Awards. We get the first proper feature, new monster, new weapon, or whatever happens, reveal trailer with some meat to it in March, and then an actual release of the game in the third or fourth quarter of next year. But it's very interesting to say the least, and I can't wait to find out what actually happens as I look forward to what is going to be one incredible year for anyone who likes their games. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. Like you enjoyed this, subscribe and hit the bell for more. Consider supporting the future of the channel on Patreon down below. And until we meet again, a goodbye.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.